they're getting a little embarrassed on the defensive end. They got outshot in the first half. But that's because no one put their foot down on defense to stop it. So in the second half, they need to play much more disruptive defensively. They have to do whatever it takes.
And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just...
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Dwayne Wade really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And he just went off in those first two quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
So on the floor for Philadelphia, Isaiah Cannon is out there with Stauskas. Then there's Okafor, and it's Sampson in at the 3 spot.
A bit of a slow start to the career of Nick Stauskas. Was a highly touted rookie a year ago, but had a hard time finding minutes early on last year. That will change as he becomes more experienced.
Picked by Okafor, Cannon, the pass to Stauskas, and the foul on Dwayne Wade. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second personal foul.
Here's Stauskas. He's got 11, and a miss there off the inbound.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
The 76ers shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
You know, they've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
On the wing, Dang. Okafor with the steal. Pass to Sampson. Whistle blows, if that's going to be a travel. Josh McRoberts is checked in for the Heat. And for those of you tuning in, we're about a minute into the second half.
Well, clearly the 76ers were the youngest team in the league last season, and with all the draft picks they've stockpiled, they'll be the youngest team for a while, it seems. But if the youth can grow and develop, they could also be a force in a few years, too.
Timeout call for Philadelphia.
And the 76ers decide to take their first timeout here. To give you an idea of how young this 76er team is, at one point last season, Greg, Tim Duncan had more seasons played in the NBA than the entire active roster of the 76ers.
That's hard to fathom. I
Isn't
mean,
it?
we all know there's this youth movement going on in Philadelphia, but they still need some veterans in that locker room. Very hard for the young players to lead.
Here's Stauskas. 11 points in the game. Out left to the wing. Here's Wood. Chris Bosh with the rebound. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, over that break, I listened in on Brett Brown's huddle. Offensively, he wants them to work the ball around. He stressed the need to find good shots, not quick shots. Coach was not wasting any time in altering their strategy here in the second half. And Kevin, he's going to have to hope those changes take effect quickly.
Thanks, Doris. Here's Wade.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg